Hey everybody, welcome back to Castor'sCorner.com. I'm your host Khalil here for another toy of the day on Castor'sCorner.com, is where you can also find the full gallery of this review. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. You can check out the Cornercast podcast, although we're taking this week off for the holiday. And we'll be back next week with an all-new podcast. But day 265, I think it's 265 if I haven't screwed up the numbering again. But we are 100 days away from our 365-day goal, and I'm really excited about that. And I actually got these yesterday, which is kind of exciting. That I got these yesterday and or Thursday. I don't know. Within the last day or so, Thursday I got these. But I already had stuff scheduled. But here they are. So we are taking a look at, and I don't think the box is in here. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. Okay. So we are taking a look at the new Marvel Legends Rescue Captain Marvel Infinity Saga Marvel Legends figures. These are based on their looks in Endgame. And we have gotten versions of both Rescue and Captain Marvel before, but nothing from Endgame. So, well, she was from Endgame, but there's updates to her. So let's take a look at her first. So in the original Endgame, first wave for Endgame, where they weren't trying to give any spoilers, we did get a Pepper Potts Rescue figure, but this is all it was. Like, there wasn't anything to it. It's got a blue chest armor, reactor, arc reactor, and blue eyes. It is a very purplish, palish blue kind of look for it, and most of it's kind of gold accents here. This one is much more screen accurate, so this is the new one. I know it's confusing, but this one has some silver accents on it instead of all gold. The arc reactors are white instead of blue, so there are slight differences in it. But with this one, all you got was her backpack. So this is the original one, came with her backpack. There wasn't much to it. It did come with an alternate backpack with the fins up. So it had both, right? And the fins did pop up. And it did have these little fins in the back that would also pop up as well. Much darker in color. But that was all you got. And I can't get it. There we go. We can get it to work. It's a flip. So this is what the original one was like. Need something tiny to be able to pop it up. So that was the original look for it. Now, this new one comes with her backpack, which is removable. Okay? And then you get this flip up with additional pegs to go in. So you can give her a much more dynamic pose like she did in that final scene where her and Tony are back to back flying around. She's firing off her lasers, he's firing off his. It's a magical thing. And to have these two together in this Infinity Saga wave has been great. So that's a great addition. Now these slot out and you can add in the flat pieces from the original, which are a much darker color, or lighter color. It's more silver this time around. And so you get a little more dynamic from this one. Now, here's where it gets even better. You take off that backpack, you put on the regular one. This head pops off. And you get an unmasked, completely unmasked Gwyneth Paltrow head to go on top of it. Cool. Okay, nice touch. But they give you a third one, which gives you the flipped up visor, which is when she lands. Says hi to Tony. There you go. Now, you're going to see in the pictures, they really oversprayed that eye makeup. It is very distracting how dark it is. And you'll see a much better shot of it in the gallery on Castor'sCorner.com. But I appreciate the thought behind it, for sure. So, for me, it's either going to be completely helmetless or helmet on with the additional kind of fins out. I think that's the best look for it. But I like having this alternate head as an option. Now, Carol looked completely different from her original Legends look. So we got this one, which was from the Captain Marvel movie. Right before they start doing the face scans, you had an alternate version of her with her hair down there in a different pose. I mean, you could tell this is Brie Larson. It's a good passing resemblance, but nowhere near how amazing this one looks. When you compare the two next to each other, and again, pictures on the website, you get close-ups. This version of Brie Larson is just stunning. I mean, it looks just like her. So much so that I would almost be tempted to get another set so I could pop the hair off of this one and add this hair so it looked a little more realistic. You can also see the costume changes between the two. Much deeper blue, much brighter red. Although in person, it's a little bit of a darker red and a much darker blue than you see on the screen, but it really captures it with the sash as well. I think, when it comes to stuff like this, before I forget, she comes with fists, she comes with open hands, and she comes with kind of sort of holding hands. Nothing that actually grips. So you get basically flight hands and fighting against Thanos hands. And I actually have a picture that compare the two, a screenshot, and then a picture posing her with Thanos in that kind of battle for the gauntlet. Speaking of gauntlet, you also get a small version of it, more realistic to size, to it actually fits on her hand there. But it looks really cool to have her kind of holding it, carrying it. And I mean, you can give it to Peter, you can give it to Clint, you can give it to anybody. So it's a nice little prop addition. It's completely hollow though, so you're not going to be able to slot it onto somebody's hand and have it stay. But if you pop off her hand, it will go on and fit a little more naturally. I actually haven't tried this yet. Let's see what it looks like with... Well, I mean, Iron Man comes with it, right? This Iron Man comes with a snap hand. I promise this review is coming. It's just I keep getting stuff and it keeps getting pushed back to the... but I think it doesn't match the red color, but I think it looks pretty good, actually. You can actually do that final piece before he snaps when he kind of holds it up, which I think is a really cool addition. So, review coming, promise. But so we got Endgame Tony, Endgame Thor, Endgame Captain Marvel, Endgame Rescue, Endgame Ultimate kind of Thanos. We're getting all these Endgame versions, and it really speaks to, in my opinion, how crappy the movie industry is. I understand they don't want spoilers getting out. I completely agree. But the work of marketing and kind of selling product that lines up with the movie release really sucks. Because they put out product that isn't movie accurate, and it is not Hasbro's fault. They get initial designs. I love the fact that 2 years later, we're getting figures based on the movie that are accurate to the film. Now, if you're talking about a film that doesn't have any spoilers, there's no stakes, there's nothing in it, the kids' toys side of it, I think it's fine. Release whatever you want. I don't care if it's screen accurate. I don't think the kids care as much as we do, because we're trying to do dioramas, we're trying to do photography with it, and honestly, I want something that matches what looks on the screen. I think that's what the 80s taught us, that it was fun to have toys that represent who you liked, but not having the ones that actually look like the toys on the screen. Look, we're all in our 40s and 50s, and we're buying the toys from our childhood because they actually look like we wanted them to look like. That being said, I really enjoy that Hasbro got another swing at a lot of these. So I appreciate their dedication to making sure that we're getting screen accurate figures. I don't think we need to revisit the quantum suits. I think they are what they are. I understand they were early concepts. But with the Children of Thanos last Christmas, and now this set, and Thor, and we got a good Cap. We got a worthy Cap early on, but things like that don't always happen. So, I applaud them for going back and getting us these in these kind of like fall theme waves where they go back and correct what the studios screwed up for them in the first place. Whether it was intentional, trying to hide something, or finished effects aren't there. And I'm sure I'm going to go see Shang-Chi tomorrow, and I'm sure there's going to be things that just don't look right in the toys. And hopefully they'll get another crack at it with the sequel or, things like that. So we'll see. So this was an Amazon exclusive. I got it this week. They shipped them out on time. They shipped right when they were supposed to, so that's good. They didn't get held up at all. And so hit the subscribe button on either side here. Just hit the subscribe, watch another video. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and we get to share them with you. And saying that almost 200 times now, I'm ready to retire that a little bit, but we still have 100 days to go. Go to castorscorner.com for a full gallery of these guys. You can check out us on social media at Kastor's Corner on everything. That's how you spell it. You can get one of these fun shirts. Links in the bio there. And check out the Cornercast podcast. And we'll see you tomorrow night for another toy of the day here on castorscorner.com. Good night, everybody.